The eunuch took one look at the little beggar on the street and immediately dropped to his knees, bowing repeatedly in fear. The woman beside him suddenly had a hunch that it might be connected to what happened 6 years ago. 6 years ago, she had been a palace maid released at the age of 40. On the night she left the palace, a drunken young man around 20 dragged her into a room, and from that night, their fates became intertwined. The next morning, she fled the palace in a panic. She had no idea who the man was, but knew that having relations in the palace was a capital offense. Meanwhile, the emperor woke up reminiscing about the woman from the night before, but by then, she was already far from the palace. 6 years passed. After that night, the emperor never got close to another woman, which deeply worried the Empress Dowager. She feared he would leave no heir, so she arranged for palace maids to attend to him every day. But the emperor ignored her wishes, because he never stopped thinking about that woman. He even ordered his men to search for her for 6 years, unaware that she was now living a quiet life in the countryside, raising a son and a daughter. Meanwhile, the Empress Dowager grew increasingly anxious about the lack of an heir, so she asked her advisors for suggestions. A eunuch proposed holding a 100-child banquet, hoping it would encourage the consorts to get pregnant. He also suggested recruiting 100 children from the countryside. When the eunuch went to carry out this mission, he saw a little beggar by the road, who looked exactly like the emperor as a child. Alarmed, he asked the boy's name, and checked the list, but couldn't find it anywhere. He angrily questioned the team leader, who replied that no one knew who the children's father was, so their names weren't included. Hearing someone insult his mother, the boy fought back with sharp words, which stunned the eunuch, because the emperor had cursed him in the exact same way as a child. Realizing something, he immediately allowed the woman and her 2 children into the palace for the banquet, but as soon as they arrived, they were ridiculed by the other guests. One of the woman's cousins even insulted her in public, saying someone like her deserved to be beaten to death. The Empress Dowager heard this and frowned, signaling her guards to act. They pinned the woman down and ordered 50 strokes. Everyone in the palace fell to their knees in fear, except the boy, who stood defiantly before the Empress Dowager. He declared, if his mother died, he would make them all pay when he grew up. The guard said he insulted the Empress Dowager and moved to punish him, but the boy calmly stated that he was under 7 years old, and according to the law, children under 7 could not be executed. The guards froze, and even the Empress Dowager was shocked by his knowledge. He then continued to mock her, leaving her speechless. He told her that since he couldn't even protect his mother, he wasn't fit to rule the nation. The Empress Dowager secretly agreed with the sentiment, but noticed the boy's lack of respect. One of the guards commented that the boy had no manners, and others urged her to teach him a lesson. His mother was terrified and begged him to stay quiet, but one of the guards lost patience and raised his hand to strike the boy. The mother quickly shielded her son, taking the slap herself. Knowing the Empress Dowager wouldn't spare her son today, she knelt and begged for mercy, but the Empress Dowager was determined to get rid of him. Just then, the emperor entered, and when the woman looked up, meeting his eyes, the emperor was instantly frozen in place.